Amid the bustling flow of life in New York City, there are small stories that hold tremendous power, sparking belief in kindness and compassion. In a cold corner of Brooklyn, there is a mechanic named Alex, quietly repairing cars for passers-by, unknown by name or by story. Alex's life seemed simple and quiet until one day he faced a tough choice: keep a stable job or follow his heart's calling to help a stranger in need. That choice didn't just change Alex's life, but it touched the hearts of those around him, leaving a deep lesson in compassion and the value of small actions. The story of this mechanic will inspire anyone who listens, bringing light into the challenges and hardships of life. On a cold winter afternoon in Brooklyn, New York, Alex, a middle-aged mechanic, was finishing up work at his small auto repair shop. Alex was a modest, humble man with a warm heart, always willing to help anyone in need. He had worked in this shop for nearly 20 years, seeing countless people pass through his life. That day was particularly busy, and the shop bustled with cars coming and going. As Alex was fixing a large truck, he heard slow, shaky footsteps at the shop's entrance. He looked up to see an elderly woman struggling to walk toward him. She was wearing a worn-out old coat, shoes that had clearly seen better days, and her face was worn and tired from the cold. The elderly woman stood at the shop door, trembling and clearly exhausted. Alex immediately stopped what he was doing, walked over to her and asked gently, "Hello, ma'am. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help?" The woman looked at him with a mix of fear and embarrassment and spoke in a faint voice. "Young man, I'm on my way to the hospital to see my daughter, but I've been walking since morning, and my legs can't carry me any farther. I don't have any money for a ride. I just wanted to ask if I could rest here for a moment before continuing." Hearing this, Alex's heart filled with compassion. He understood the struggles of the city's less fortunate. Without hesitation, he said, "Please, don't worry. Take a rest here and I'll get you some water. Then I'll take you to the hospital." The elderly woman's eyes widened in disbelief, as if she couldn't fathom a stranger being so willing to help her. She trembled and replied, "I don't want to trouble you, young man. I don't want to take up your time." But Alex just smiled and reassured her, pouring her a glass of warm water and setting it in front of her. He spoke with firm kindness. "Please rest. Getting you to safety is something I need to do." Just as Alex was about to close up shop and take the woman to the hospital, his manager, a man named Martin, came out from his office. Martin was a strict person, known for being impatient and rigid about work. Seeing Alex talking with the woman, he frowned and asked, "Alex, why aren't you working? Don't you see we have a line of cars waiting?" Alex looked at Martin and calmly replied, "This lady needs help. She wants to get to the hospital, but right now she doesn't have the strength to get there. I think I should help her." Martin raised an eyebrow, his voice cold. "Help her? Alex, we're running an auto shop here, not a charity. Work is work. If you can't do your job, you might as well leave." Alex hesitated, realizing this choice could cost him his job. But looking at the weary woman in front of him, Alex knew that helping her was the right thing to do. There was nothing more valuable than helping someone in need. He replied softly, "I understand, Martin, but if this job stops me from doing what's right, then maybe I should leave." With that, Alex helped the elderly woman into his car. When they reached the hospital, the woman held his hand with eyes full of gratitude. "Thank you, young man. I don't have anything to repay you with, but I wish you peace and happiness." Alex smiled, patted her shoulder gently, and said goodbye. He returned to the shop, unsure of what awaited him. A few days later, as Alex was gathering his personal belongings at the shop, he was approached by a man named Robert, who had witnessed the incident. Robert said, "My name is Robert, and I run a charitable organization. I was truly touched by your kindness and dedication, and I have a job offer for you if you're interested." Robert explained that he ran a charity helping the homeless and those facing hardship. Feeling this could be an incredible opportunity to continue helping others, Alex accepted the offer with gratitude. Alex's work at the organization required him to help the less fortunate, those with no place to call home. One of the first people he met was a man named Mark, who had once had a happy family but had lost his job and succumbed to alcoholism. Mark was guarded and cold, maintaining his distance from Alex. But with compassion and patience, Alex spent time talking to him, listening, and slowly building trust. Bit by bit, Mark opened up and shared his story. Thanks to Alex's support, Mark gradually regained confidence and hope. Alex realized that, with someone willing to listen and stand by them, everyone can find hope and faith again. In the months that followed, Alex went on to help many others, from single mothers to lonely elders and struggling workers. His patience and compassion not only transformed their lives, but also brought new meaning to his own. When Alex began his new path, his life was no longer as quiet and secure as before. But that didn't hold him back. Each day, Alex witnessed different lives, people who had once lost faith in life and in others, gradually finding hope again through his compassion and patience. The change in their lives was an invaluable gift that Alex received, a reward beyond monetary value, but one that carried profound, lasting meaning. From a simple mechanic, Alex became a bridge, a support for those who had lost their way. He proved that, with compassion and a little patience, we can create great change. And sometimes doors close only to open a new path with greater purpose. Thank you for listening to Alex's story of kindness and dedication. If you found this story inspiring and meaningful, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss more heartwarming stories to come. Together, we'll explore memorable life journeys, valuable lessons, and life-changing moments. Share this story with friends and family, because sometimes a simple story can create a little miracle.